3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. And as you and I were talking about off-air, it was just a fluid game. Not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now a run with Cook, and he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Detroit! Detroit!
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And now they'll throw with Keenan. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Grady Jarrett busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Alluding to and the pressure gets to him again. Brooks Reed in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Here's Ryan Quigley now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be re-signed, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league by quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis, some pass catchers, Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins. And about the guy who goes and gets quarterbacks, DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year for Dallas last season.
Yeah, a lot of big names that could be out there as free agents. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On 3rd down, Ryan. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. McSherrills to return it. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, very impressive. They had both sides of the ball. Sean McVay deserving, I think you would agree, of Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what he did for the Rams when they went from last in the league in scoring to leading the league in scoring and winning a division title. And how about the New Orleans Saints? Rookie of the Year, offense and defense. Alvin Kamara on offense, Marshawn Lattimore on defense.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Second down, Cook. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They get a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. 4th down.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you. And in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
They'll run for it. Cook. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks near the 48-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, when defensive coordinators game plan to put pressure on a quarterback, they often want to use blindside rushes, and that's exactly what they did there. The cornerback gets to him and drops him.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
My high school coach John Ford used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl, but 3rd MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. but he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
He go all the way back to Kurt Warner, what, 1999, where he won the double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe.
But he would have been the MVP had the Patriots pulled that one out.
Yeah, he still has 5 rings, though. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Dontari Poe in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
But once again, a good example of situational football. That was 3rd and very long, so you know they were guarding against the pass. And when they decided to run the ball, that was okay. Whatever yardage they picked up, as long as they didn't get to the first down marker, the defense was willing to concede, and they stopped them well short of a first down.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before half for Keenum. Steps away. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to. And if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and we'll still get the first down. They love being physical.
A big hit. Knocked down sideways at the 49. The 15 yards there on the catch and run. Keenum now to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defense.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Vic Beasley in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. They are going for it. Keenum. And this is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now.
I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Freeman again. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL.
The Falcons on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. He's going to sling this deep downfield into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go.
They start the drive with Cook. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Working from the gun, Keenum. That's caught by Treadwell. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Green 39. Green 39. Here we go.
On first down, it's Keenum. And this will be incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So 2nd and 10 here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And some room to roam now. He chucks him aside.
Dumped him.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. Freeman again, a first down carry. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They go play action now. Ryan looking downfield for Jones. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been terrific so far. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 9.
A shotgun snap for Keenum. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And before the conversion attempt, we'll get a timeout call by the offense. And that'll leave them with only 1 remaining in this 2nd half. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. Back to the air, Ryan after the pick 6. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Xavier Rhodes with a pick.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for two, and they did.
Yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that two-point attempt.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Fresh off the pick six, here's Keenum. And right with it here over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. On 1st and 10, Keenum. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Left side, Cook. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
But it was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 10. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
And that's another stop for the defense. Something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And they're going to go soft on the corners. Desperation time for Keenum on 4th. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And some space here. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And now out comes Minnesota. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves
And his pass is intercepted. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. And, partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but, man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been at a lot of practices. It's not something that's practiced very often. In that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling. Maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
On the ground, it's Cook. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Again, it's Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. There he goes right side. side. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 53 yards. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And this will not be a good return. He's out of bounds at the 12.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
We got three. Three down. Hey, fellas, we got three. Let's go.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Play clock winding down. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. Freeman with a fast feet. And look out, a big hit to the shoulder pads. Took him right off his feet at the 24-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. And the play clock's running down. On the give, this is Coleman, the fullback. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. The Falcons on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Here's Sherrills. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, give up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here.
All right, here we go.
Now Keenum throwing on second. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. A give. This is Cook. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Now Keenum got to have this one. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons are close to finishing off this football game. Shift together here from the D-line. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the fourth.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation